Using various forms of clay to create beautiful art pieces is Ursula Janke's passion.
My love for pottery started as a little girl. I used to play in the garden with mud, and my aunt had a pottery studio where I used to go and spend some time and play with the clay there and bake and fire all the stuff. And later in my life I became a pottery teacher for little ones. I used to go to nursery schools and I used to give them pottery lessons where they would make little items. I'd bring it home, glaze and fire it for them, so they actually had something physical that they could take home as a little extramural that they did. Then later a friend of mine asked me to make her some flowers, little flowers, ceramic flowers for her mosaics and her inserts, and then that's how everything started.
Ursula and her team have been creating bisque and ceramic mosaic inserts for over 20 years, producing stunning craft pieces such as animal-inspired works, detailed art pieces, and a whole variety of different shapes to be used for almost any decorative project.
Basically the major part of it is the inserts that we make for mosaics, and we do the bisqueware for people to come and paint on. And also we create an environment here that people can come in. They can come and do a mosaic project, they can come and paint a bird bath. They come in here into a creative environment so that they will enjoy just being creative.
Most people don't see a huge difference between the idea of art and craft, but for artists, this is not the case.
Craft to me is everybody can do a craft. Everybody can try and do something and replicate something that somebody's done. For me, the craft is very important for people to actually express themselves in what they do. And the art form is more of the fact that you take a picture and you actually create your own interpretation of the picture with the tiles that we do. Our well-known South African artist, Pottery, gave us permission to enter a competition, and he gave us 3 pictures that we were allowed to replicate. And that was my impression on how to do the different shadings and things like that with the tiles. And that's what to me is an art form, is your more intricate, more attention to detail on the mosaic.
Ursula and her team work together in their factory, manufacturing proudly South African clay products.
So this is the factory where we make all these inserts. Basically what we do is we roll out the clay. We've got a little cutter that we cut these little flowers from. From there the process is we move on to the painting section over here. We paint with our underglazers, different colors. We sit, and it's very fine, delicate work that we do over here. And it's all our stuff is hand painted. Once this is all finished, this then gets put into a bisque kiln and it gets fired to 1060 degrees. So we can look over here. This is a firing that's actually a firing of a glaze fire that has now completed its turn. It's now cooling down, and the ovens are all hot at the moment. Over here we've got the process of where we got the liquid clay that's been poured into a mold. It gets dried over here, then it gets taken out. This is what we call fettling, and they clean it off so that it's nice and neat and tidy. And from there it also gets put into a bisque kiln. And this is some more of the ovens that we've got over here. Once everything comes out of the bisque oven, we dip it into a transparent glaze, and then it's taken then and we put it into an oven and it gets fired. So your end product is over here, where it is all nice and shiny. And we can use those in the mosaics that we've made. So that's what the whole process of the pottery is.
When creating this kind of craft, there are various technical details to consider.
Well, basically the technical details to create products like this is to actually have ovens that work properly. There's a machine on it that actually does the rate of firing. So it's not just something that you can just put in a normal oven at home. It is fired, especially with kilns. You've got to see the levels, you've got to see where the glaze melts at certain temperatures. There's different earthenwares, there's stonewares, there's porcelain, clay, and things like that. So you have to know what clay and what glazes fit the bodies of the clay.
With the many different uses of mosaic inserts in one's personal space, it's no wonder that this craft has become so popular around the world.
I would inspire other people just to get involved with the craft, because you can actually create something out of nothing. because mosaics is actually just broken bits of pottery or bits of clay and tiles, and it just gives you the whole inspiration to create something that is just something that means something to you.